Hey guys, it's Matt with Fight and Fit. It is January 1st, so Happy New Year. And since it's January 1st, it means it's day one of the January Carnivore Challenge. I just had my first meal of the Carnivore Challenge. It was eggs and fried beef fat and a piece of cheese. And I'm already kind of worried that it's going to be hard to get calories in. I ate those eggs and that fat and that cheese, and I actually was still a little bit not so hungry, but I could have kept eating. So I kind of failed meal one because I didn't eat until I was comfortably stuffed. But behind me I've got a brisket cooking, so I'm gonna eat as much of that brisket as I can, and I'll weigh that out as I go just to see how much I can eat for dinner. And then tomorrow it'll be another day, try to eat some more for breakfast, and we'll see how it goes. Well, that concludes day one of the Carnivore Challenge. I just ate my brisket for dinner, and I wish I could say that I felt amazing, but honestly I don't. I ate a lot of fat today, and towards the end of that brisket that I was eating, when I would feel a piece of that fat in my mouth and look at it, I kind of didn't feel great, which for me is odd because I normally am eating everybody else's fat who doesn't want it. But I don't feel, my stomach feels fine. I did get hungry before dinner. I was ready to eat, and I'm certainly full now. But I worry that since I'm feeling poorly, I ate basically 50% fat, 50% protein today. And I'm guessing that maybe I should try to do something a little bit more moderate on the fat side, but I still need to be eating a bunch of it in order to get the calories in, because if I cut so much fat out that I'm not eating a ton of it, then I'm not going to be able to eat as many calories, and then I may not feel great and I may lose a bunch of weight. But day one's over. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I feel pretty normal aside from just being very full right now. I didn't get any caffeine withdrawals. It came to be about noon or so when I was about to eat my first meal of the day that I was talking to my wife, and I was like, I just realized I haven't had any caffeine withdrawals today. So that's good. Hopefully that stays up. I know that the smell of coffee, though, I wanted some. We went over to the in-laws, and there were cakes out for New Year's and birthdays and all that good stuff, but I was able to hold the line, and I wanted it. Looked good, but made a deal with myself, so I'm going to stick to it. Well, I just did my first workout of the Carnivore Challenge. I did some running, push-ups, leg lifts, flutter kicks, crunches. Just about a 30-minute workout, an AMRAP. I felt pretty good as far as the workout goes, but all morning this morning I've kind of been dragging, but I feel like it just might be because of sleep. I stayed up pretty late the other night, and I get up really early for work, so might just be that catching up with me. I have been craving a cheeseburger. I've been wanting a cheeseburger all day, but no cheeseburgers for me. First workout's crushed, and once I go back into the office, I've got 5 eggs, 6 pieces of bacon, a piece of cheese, and a little bit of brisket left over from last night that I'm going to devour. I just got home from work, and I'll be honest, guys, I feel terrible. I had a long day at work. I worked 12-hour shifts, and it's kind of a rough day at work, but I'm not feeling great. And I wussed out on my cold shower this morning, so I'm going to do it now to hopefully wake myself up and make up for that missed cold shower, because I want to do one every day. We got dinner coming up. I'm not very hungry. I'm actually not hungry at all after eating my lunch today. And I've got a whole chicken to try to eat, and maybe some ground beef too, if I can stomach it. So not doing so hot. Hopefully things pick up in the next day or two. It's day 3 now, and I'm feeling a lot better. I think that maybe I just might actually just be getting sick, because I was coughing a bunch of stuff. So it may not actually be just from the keto flu. It may just be that I'm just not feeling good. But I feel way better today. I've already eaten my lunch. Today I had 4 eggs, a half a pound of ground beef and venison mixed, some cheese, and some heavy cream I drank. So that was nice to mix that up. And I went ahead today and I made some ground up eggshells, which I'm going to show you guys here in a second, and some bone broth. In researching the carnivore diet before this month, I saw that it could be hard to get calcium in, so this is one of the ways to get calcium in your diet. You keep your eggshells from when you make eggs and you wash them off really good and put them in the freezer, and then once you have enough, you put them on a sheet and you bake them for a while and then put them in a blender or a food processor to grind them up, and then you can add them to your food and drink. I put mine in my food today for lunch, and there was still a little bit of crunch there. I would have liked to have got this a little bit more finely chopped up, but it is what it is. In addition to the eggshells, I made some bone broth today using the bones from the chicken that I ate on day 2 and some steak bones that I had saved from before January. It's day 4 and I just ate my dinner. It was 12 ounces of ground beef and venison mixed. I made the prediction in my first video that eating ground meat would get old quick, and it has. I was not excited at all to eat any ground meat. I wasn't full. I feel good as far as how much I ate, but I could have kept eating. I was just tired of eating ground meat. So moving on from this week, I don't think I'm gonna be doing that anymore. I'm gonna probably be making hamburger steaks or something like that. And plus, when you do that, you put an egg in it or something like that, so that adds a little bit more calories and a little bit different of a texture too. So we'll see how that goes. I did drink my bone broth this morning, and that was the first time that I had it, and I felt amazing after I drank it. I don't know what the deal was, because I know it's got vitamins and minerals in it and electrolytes are in it, so that's a bunch of stuff I hadn't had for a few days, but I seriously felt like I took pre-workout or something. I couldn't believe it. I don't think that I was just making it up. I think that I really was feeling like that. So I'm interested to see in the morning if I will feel that way after I drink some tomorrow morning. Well, guys, it's day 5. I just ate my dinner. It was a nice, juicy pork chop. So good. It was a good change of pace compared to all that ground meat I've been eating. I had some more for lunch today, and I tried liver for the first time. Not a huge fan. It wasn't terrible, but I think I should have cooked it a little bit more. I didn't want to overcook it, so it was still pretty rare and cold in the middle, and I didn't really like it that much. But I went on a hike today, and it was just like 1.25 miles, 1.5 miles. I mean, there's some terrain. It's uphill and downhill, and I've done it a lot. So I was doing it, and towards the end, my legs got pretty tired, and that normally doesn't happen. So I don't know if it's just because I'm sick, because I'm definitely sick. Like, I'm coughing up a lung over here, case in point. But I don't know if it's because I'm sick or if it's from my diet, or maybe it's both, but I definitely was more tired than I normally am during that hike. So I have my first weightlifting sesh will be on Saturday, so that'll kind of be telling, because I'll be able to kind of have a baseline of what kind of weight I'm able to push around. So we'll see how it goes. Day 6 of the carnivore diet has concluded. I feel way, way, way better today than I have. And I had my normal kind of breakfast, sausage and eggs and cheese, and then I had a backstrap. I ate 1 pound of venison backstrap, and it was by far my most favorite meal so far. I cooked it well on this new grill that I have, and it's so lean compared to everything else that I've been eating that's so fat. I think that I was just kind of craving some leanness. So we'll see what I weigh in tomorrow, and then I'll compare day 1 versus day 7, since we'll officially be a weekend. And like I mentioned previously, I'll have my first weightlifting session, so we'll see how that pans out. First lifting session of the carnivore diet was a success. I felt good. lifting weights. I didn't feel abnormally tired. I felt actually pretty strong and good in the beginning. And then I did 5 minutes on the skier. If you're familiar with those, they absolutely suck. But I did 5 minutes on that at the end, and that made me feel bad, like about to pass out. I still feel kind of lightheaded, but all in all, it was a good workout. So hopefully that stays consistent as I continue on with this carnivore challenge. As we wrap up this week, I'd like to take a minute just to look at my sleep for the week. You can see that on Wednesday and Thursday, I didn't get the most restful sleep. I was up coughing all night long, but hopefully this next week I can keep that number of hours of sleep close to 8, but get a better quality of sleep. Here's a quick look at my food log for the week. I was pretty consistent in the morning with my eggs and bacon, and my favorite 2 meals that I ate were the lamb chops and the backstrap. And aside from that, I started having some heavy cream every day, and that really helped get my calories up. I ended up the week with averaging right at 2,166 calories a day, so almost 2,200, which quite honestly is better than anticipated. So hopefully I can keep that up and maybe even increase some calories as we continue. I lost 5.5 pounds this week, so that's promising, but the fact that my body fat percentage went up is kind of confusing and something that I'll address here in a second. When you look at my BMI, it went down, so that's good. So hopefully that trend will continue on as the weeks go. And when we look at how much muscle it says that I have, it says that I've lost 3 pounds of muscle, essentially. Even though the scale said that I lost muscle, I don't necessarily know that I believe it, because when I look in the mirror, or just based on how I feel or how I performed in the gym today lifting weights, I don't really see that significant loss, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know how accurate that scale is. I think that the weights are pretty good as far as the body weight goes, but the body fat and all that stuff, I don't know how accurate it is. But my key takeaway from this week is that I've been successful. I've been full. I haven't really felt bad from the diet aside from being sick, so I'm kind of confused as to how much of that was me being sick and how much of that was from the diet. But I was disappointed today because I worked today and I'm a week in, and I thought that eating this way would make my afternoon crashes go away, but it didn't. And I was kind of bummed out by that, because that's part of the reason why I wanted to do this in the first place, is I wanted to have consistent energy. Maybe I'm just not far enough through the process, and maybe once I get a few weeks in, that'll change, but only time will tell. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you would please hit the like button and the subscribe, that way you can follow along with me as I continue this journey. I'd really appreciate it. If you guys have any questions, or if there's anything you guys would like to see in these videos, please just let me know. We'll see you next week.